Good morning, parents and students of Proctor Public Schools. It is Monday morning, August 10th, the 2020-2021 All Sport and Activity Orientation. We are doing that via video and PowerPoint due to COVID-19. Just some quick reminders about extracurricular activities. Athletics and activities provide a training that promote lifelong leadership and community building. We want the best student athletes on and off the field, ice, basketball court, everything. We want to lead by example all the time. Online registration process. Activities are $25. Athletics, sport specific, the cost is going to change due to the activity. Free and reduced price lunch, $25 off each activity. Online registration process hasn't changed. For those that have done it. Step one, you're going to go to railstrong.org. On the left-hand side, there's a click here button, as the picture shows. Please click on that. Now we're at the step two. After you've clicked on click here, you're going to be brought to this page. On the left-hand side, there is a Proctor Our School link. Please click on that, and you will be brought to step three. Also, if you need the physical form for a new student athlete this year, or if your physical is expiring, please print the physical form that is below the link. Step three, after you've clicked through the previous two, you'll be brought to this page. There's an athletic team button and there's a club registration button. So if you're registering for a sport, please click on the athletic team. If you're registering for a club, please click on that tab. Now, I use the athletic one as the example. Once you've done that, you'll be brought to this page. There's a create a family account. If you already have a family account, please just click on that. And it walks you through on the bottom how to add a new child. Fees for participation this year have not changed. Everything is listed there, fall, winter, and spring. If you have any questions, please contact me. Refund policy. Our refund policy has not changed. Each student will be given 2 weeks from the start of camp, which is August 17th, and that 2 weeks is up on August 31st. Once that is done, there will be no refunds. If your child quits after that or has a violation anywhere through that, they will not be refunded. So those 2 weeks are very important as far as the refund goes. Anything beyond 2 weeks, you will not be refunded for. You do not have to pay your fee sport until the August 31st. Once that is complete, then you will need to pay. Infinite campus payment. Rosters will be uploaded no later than Friday, August 21st to the State High School League by coaches and myself. Once that is done, payments will be due, like I said, by August 31st. If you would like to bring a check or cash, please bring that to myself or the high school office. Again, if you need anything else, my email is right there. Academic eligibility procedure. This will run you right through everything from GPA requirements to going to class, what happens if they have an F. Everything is right here. If you have other questions as well, you can contact me or you'll be able to find it online. Part two just talks a little bit more about if and then, and it gives you a little bit of a breakdown and some examples when things come up. Academic eligibility procedure. Progress reports must be turned in to myself by noon on Friday or noon on the last day of the school week. The eligibility procedure will not begin unless it's for those students that have a 1.75 below or are not meeting other eligibility requirements. But as long as your student athlete is meeting requirements, this is nothing to be concerned about. Activities calendar. Many parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters may be looking, how can I find my activity schedule? First step is to go to railstrong.org. On the left-hand side, you'll see an image. It says Our School Activities Calendar, like the image it shows. Please click Activities on Calendar. Now that you've clicked on to see the calendar, there is a View Schedules piece. Please click on that. Once you've clicked on that, it'll open up like it shows right now. Then you'll be able to just click on each sport that you want. If it's boys basketball, girls hockey, just click on that and click View, and then it will automatically generate the schedule for you. Another nice way to view schedules and what's going on in Proctor Public Schools is the Our School app. You can download the Our School app through your iPhone or any mobile device you have, as long as it has the App Store. So we've got the process here on how to do that. You're going to look for the app with the little blue RST hat. Once it's downloaded, you can just click on Proctor Public Schools, and it will have all of our schedules right there in the app. So you can check it at all times and sync it to your calendar. Activity bus. Now this is blank because due to COVID, we are still having this to be determined. We will have an activity bus depending how sports go, but we are waiting to figure that out as of right now. Part 2 is activity bus during teacher in-service days. Obviously these times change when that happens. We will get that out to everyone as soon as we know. Coaches and team information. So due to COVID-19 this year, we are going to have coaches do Google Hangouts with their parents and student athletes. As you can see to your right, I have every fall sport in their head coach's email. Please reach out to them if you're interested in playing that specific sport, and they are going to add you to the Google Hangout that will happen on August 10th. Welcome to the Railstrong video. We are introducing our head fall. To the Railstrong video, we are introducing our head fall due to COVID. There are 4 true falls here. We are going to introduce our. We're going to start with Lowell Harnell.
Hi, my name is Lowell Harnell. I coach cross country. I'm a teacher at Proctor, and I've been coaching cross country at Proctor since 1996, and I teach construction at Proctor.
Next, we have John with swimming.
Hi there, I'm John Nelson. I am the girls swim coach. I have been at Proctor coaching since 1991. I also am a real estate agent, not a teacher.
Next, we have Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy Masterson. I am the girls soccer coach. I am in my second year this year, and I'm running when I'm now coaching soccer.
All right. Our first question today is just for the coaches to talk about the anticipation for the season and your expectations. Obviously, given COVID-19, this is a little different year, but we just want to get a take, your take on the year. Let's start with John.
Oh my. This is really going to be a different year. I really don't know at this point what to expect or how we're going to run practices, being that I have a small pool, and be meeting with my assistant coach and going over all those things as soon as we find out more information as to how we can do a safe practice. And from there, we'll figure out our expectations and how we're going to run meets and all that.
Perfect. How about you, Amy?
I'm happy that we get to have a season in the first place. With that being said, we are lucky to be outside and going to maintain any social that we can. Dropping our season down to conference games only, so we are only going to have, which is a great thing for us, and going day by day, as many other people are doing, until we figure out all the roles all together.
Lowell, how about you?
Well, I'm excited about this season. I also am glad that we're having a season. Cross country by nature is kind of a social distance sport. Anyway, so I'm glad we're having it. I think the practices might be a little challenging. Typically we get about 40 or 50 kids out for cross country, and we tend to play games, but I'm going to meet with my assistant coaches like the other coaches are going to do to keep things safe, keep healthy, and certainly look different at me. Now we can only for me and up and maybe state meet.
All right, question number two. When we talk about Rail Strong, we learn to focus on doing the right thing on and off the field. So I just want to ask, starting with Amy, what does being Rail Strong mean to you?
Well, it's showing pride in everything you do, which is starting in the school academically, whether or not it's going to be in school or if you're going to do it virtually. You still have to push your hardest, work your hardest, being Rail Strong at practices, giving your 100% effort. Grateful that season to begin with this season and show the respect in Rail Strong that we're going to work hard as many days as we are allowed.
Very good, Lowell. Very good, Lowell.
I guess to be Rail Strong means that you're a good role model, that you're hardworking, like Amy said, in the classroom and on the sports field or in the world of cross country, and you set goals and you try to achieve those goals, and you're committed, you inspire other people, and you're a great person to be around, I guess. You invest time in your program and try to be the best you can be and inspire others to be the best that they can be as well.
John.
Being Rail Strong, I believe, is taking real pride in your school and in your team, being on academically as good as you can, and also representing your team and out there and competing the best you are capable of doing. And that's all, I guess.
Perfect. The next question is, as we're looking to start August 17th, I'm just curious, how are tryouts going to look for you as far as day, time, and location? And let's start with Lowell.
Well, in the world of cross country, everyone gets to participate, so that's a beautiful thing. And if you're not very good at cross country, you get a lot of playing time, so that's a good thing too. And if you're really good at cross country, you get less playing time. It's kind of weird. Cross country, we just go out and run. And my assistant coach, I'm probably 2 hours of practice every day. Well, Monday through Friday, excuse me, in the summer. Until school starts.
John, how about you for swim?
Typically, everybody makes the team. We typically have anywhere from low 40s to low 50s on the team, 7th through 12th grade. This year may unfortunately have to look a little different due to limitations that we have with practice, time in the pool, number of kids per lane we can run. And once we find out more information as to how we can safely run practices and meets, we'll be sharing that with the parents.
All right, Amy. Sorry, John.
Our tryout week from the 17th, we have a 4-hour window on the Egerdal turf. We're going to be cutting our tryouts in half, so that one group will be meeting from 8 to 9:30. We'll converse as coaches, and then have a second group from 10 to 11:30, and then once again break down as coaches. That way we have less players on the field at a time for the 3 coaches, and everyone gets evaluated much better. The Friday of that week will be when we determine our teams. Usually we can roster 44. So we're hoping to see what Minnesota Department of Education says about schools, to see if we can have a full roster, if we need to make more cuts of a smaller team so that we can bus properly. But at this point, our plan is to be from 8 to noon, but do 90-minute sessions.
Perfect. And coming from the athletic department, obviously, busing is going to be the main issue we're still waiting on from MDH. Just depending right now, I think we're looking at 16 student athletes per bus. So we're hoping to try and hopefully get either a little more or figure that out due to costs. All right, Proctor Public Schools has a 4-phase plan for parents to contact the head coach. In the slideshow before, they have seen those steps to follow. But I'm just wondering, as a head coach, what are some philosophies you have regarding parents coming to you with questions, concerns, or maybe even a complaint? And let's start with John.
I've always been very upfront with my athletes and my parents. I mean, if they have any kind of issues at all, I want them to come talk to me or Coach Tino and work it out. I mean, I typically don't have, unfortunately, too many issues, but once in a while, and we work it out. And it's always an open door policy. We just sit and work it out.
Very good. Amy, how about you?
I agree with John. I have an open door policy. I do like to have the 24-hour window after every game. If there's a cool-off period needed, if there's a complaint or concern, I would like to have this come up to me first, and we'll try to figure it out through the coaches and the student, any problems or issues that may be concerning for them or for us. And we move further down the line. If that doesn't solve the problem, then we also meet with the parents. If that doesn't solve, it would be a tier up to the athletic director. We always hope that it gets resolved right away with the coaches and the student athlete, but we're always prepared to just do whatever step so that everyone is in the right place and is on the same page.
Very good. Lowell, how about you?
I think we don't have a lot of problems in the world with cross country because the stopwatch and the year the past to me and the 7 a little sticky. If they do have things they can anytime at me, Stephen, it's fine. Email me, it's always fine. I also feel calm.
All right. In a normal season, obviously spectators are at all of our events. I'm just curious, as coaches, what is your feeling on behavior of spectators, and kind of what is the expectations as they're sitting there watching either their children or just somebody they know playing in the game? And let's start with Amy.
Fans that we are allowed to have this year is fantastic. I know with 4 fall sports, it'd be great to see a lot more people out. What I expect from them is that they're respectful to the other team, to the referees, that they show the real strong pride that I've known and had since I was in high school myself, and that they're just respectful and that they're out there to enjoy watching their friends and peers play and just having a good time.
Absolutely. Lowell, how about you?
Well, it's a cross country meet, so I think they should just cheer loudly and whistle loudly and support their children and support other people's children, and remember that, you know, you're representing our school when you have Proctor stuff on, so you should act appropriately. Usually not a huge problem at cross country meets.
Perfect. John, how about you?
Well, the girls swim meets, we always have a great fan base. We pack the stands almost every home meet. And with COVID, I don't know if we can do that this year safely. We're going to have to figure something out as far as doing some social distancing. But glad to hear that we can have fans at the meet. And we'll cross that bridge as soon as we can to get people in there safely to cheer on their children.
Absolutely. The next question revolves around social media. Obviously, we all use it in some form. I'm just curious, as an athletic program, what do you use as far as social media, if you use it at all? And let's start with Lowell.
As far as social media goes, I typically send out a weekly email, so it's kind of old-fashioned, and I just lay out what the week's plan is, what the practices are going to be, if they can or cannot make it. I know if we go to a hybrid method of schooling, that it might not be feasible that your child can even get into town, so they might have to run on their own, which will be something different and something new. But I plan on using email. I also have a Facebook page with pictures on it, pretty much primarily, that I upload pictures of the season. And that is about it.
John, how about you?
My main communication with my parents is email. I usually weekly email them updates and just reminders about meets and things like that. If I see an ad, something on Facebook about how we do a meeting, then I will put that on Facebook. But other than that, that's all I do.
Amy?
And I have two sources. I have GroupMe for the team, which we've also added people that aren't on GroupMe from last year, just so that there's a form of communication about the captain's practice that we did have and upcoming plans for the summer. Also, I have Facebook that, like Lowell, we post our pictures, game pictures. We have parents that put them on there. Also, just a weekly update of practice times or if anything changes from the schedule that was given.
Awesome. All good resources to use. All right, the next question we have is, how does a player specifically letter for your sport? The school policy states that it's up to the head coaches to design how they would like that to look. So if you're a parent, you're obviously going to ask that question. So I want to know from you, the coach, what's your process for earning a letter? And let's start with John.
Typically in a normal season, the varsity athlete has to score an average of 2 points per meet, have perfect or close to perfect attendance, and also be in the top 8 at the conference meet. Well, this is an automatic, the top 8 in the conference meet and the top 16 place in the section meet. However, we will have to adjust things a little bit this year.
Amy, how about you?
This year, we're going to be having any player that is on the varsity team throughout the season, which means they can be moved up from the JV as well. That is academically eligible, doesn't violate any Minnesota State High School League or school rules, will earn a letter. And I've also taken into consideration attendance and attitude because those are very key. So last year we had a 90% attendance of games and practices, and we think that's pretty feasible for those that want to be a part of the team.
Very good. Lowell.
Typically, we have 10 meets per year, and you earn a letter point by running varsity. So that would be 1 point. You have to earn 7 in order to letter by the end of the season. If you run JV, you have to place in the top 50% of the JV race to earn a letter point. And at the end of the year, if you are on the varsity team, which are 7 kids or 2 alternates, so 9 kids will automatically letter, no matter how many points they've scored up to that point. So you need 7 letter points in a normal year.
Awesome. Thank you for that update. All right. Lastly, we're going to talk about COVID-19 real quick. Obviously, this has changed our season dramatically and how the school year is going to look in general. I just want to talk about kind of your thoughts. Obviously, your expectations and stuff might be different, but just how we're going to work through COVID-19 this fall, and just kind of your thoughts going forward, and making it the most successful season we can. Let's start with Lowell.
Thank you. Well, I hope to keep everyone safe. I have a daughter that's running on the team, and I know my assistant coach has 2 children running on the team. So we want to keep everyone's kids safe and not just, our own. So we're going to try to social distance the best we can and probably not play too many tag games like we have in the past, probably not play too many big-ins games like we have in the past. And it's going to be probably more running this year than anything else and not a bunch of fun games. It's going to probably be more serious, but it'll definitely be more fun than last spring's track season or baseball season if we can keep everyone safe, and maybe we'll have a 12-week season, and that's better than nothing at all and sitting in our basements.
John, how about you?
The number one thing is to keep the kids safe, to keep the coaches safe, spectators at meets. We're going to do the best we can to put as many kids in the pool as we can to practice and participate in the meets. But again, safety is our number one key. And I guess we have to find out more information as to what those numbers can be before we proceed with any other information.
Very good, Amy.
I'm following the other two, saying the safety of the kids and the families and the coaches and any staff that is involved is number one. With the 3 coaches, we're planning once practices start to have 3 different stations so that we are maintaining social distance as much as possible. We'll be avoiding, just like the other coaches said, a lot of the partner activities, and it'd be a lot more exercise fitness versus the group games. But we will do our best to go day by day and hope that we get that full season. Even though it's shortened, it's still a season, and we're happy for it.
Absolutely. As of right now, with this being filmed, we do not have our complete guidelines from the Minnesota State High School League. We are still waiting on those. So I do apologize, and I'm thankful that these coaches are patient. Hopefully in the next week we will have more information, but at this time we do not. Thank you, coaches, for taking the time to do this. I greatly appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Communication with coaches. This is big. As a head coach myself, it's very important that you allow a 24-hour cooling off period. Please do not contact a coach prior to a game, after a game. Give it that 24 hours, and then we need to follow the 4-step process that is listed below. Spectator expectations, just like the student athlete, the athletic director, anyone in the school, we take pride in what we are doing, and we want to represent ourselves and our community well, whether it's a home game or an away game, and we always want to be doing the right thing even if no one is watching. So here are some expectations for the spectators. I hope to see everyone at all our events this year, and please remember, let's do the right thing. Social media guidelines. Now remember, social media, people read stuff. So just remember, as you are putting stuff out, who will see the post? Will anyone be offended or embarrassed? Am I proud of what I'm posting? How would I feel if someone posted this about me? Just take that into consideration, as we are representing Proctor Public Schools, and we want to represent ourselves in a positive manner. Locker room expectations. The biggest one is no cell phones in the locker rooms. That's a safe State High School League policy. We want the locker rooms to be a safe, clean, and healthy environment for all. We have plenty of other rules, but the locker room is supposed to be a safe environment, and we want to maintain that throughout the school year. Booster clubs and fundraising. We all do it, from football to soccer to volleyball to cross country. We're all finding a way to raise money to help offset some costs, not only for our students, but our parents as well. Just be aware, again, when we're in the community, we're representing Proctor Public Schools, and we want to be representing ourselves in a positive manner. The booster money is there to support the kids. That's what it's all about. So while we're doing it, please remember that. Fall athletic pictures this year will take place August 26th and 27th. As we get closer, parents will be told the exact day and time that specific sport is going. We will know that probably a week before. Concessions. Concessions this year has not changed. The school district has set it up district-wide. There's a concessions at the gym. We've got one at Eggerdahl, and then also at the arena. So teams that work it during their games will receive 80% of the profit, and the school will receive 20% to help offset fees that are associated with concession stands. Rails TV. First off, big thank you to Rails TV for making the broadcast possible and also helping us get this posted on our website, allowing us to help make sure parents and student athletes are engaged in what is going on for this fall. But Go Rails TV is to showcase our students and our activities free of charge to our school and community beyond, while also providing a career pathway through TV, media production for our students to utilize. It's an awesome thing. We're one of the only schools that has this. It's a great resource, and I'm excited to be broadcasting again here in 2020. Athletic training services are provided to Proctor Public Schools by St. Luke's. They are Julia Carr and Evan DeWald. Athletic training services. Athletic training services are licensed healthcare professionals who collaborate with physicians to provide preventative services. The physicians to the right are the ones that are associated with St. Luke's. Athletic training. The goal is comprehensive care for all of our high school student athletes, grades 7 through 12. Regardless of where you receive care, they are in communication with Essentia Health if you use them through your programs. Our athletic training rooms are located at the high school, in the gymnasium, and then also at the hockey rink. Athletic training from the Minnesota State High School League has guidelines. Those are below. They are regarding the return to play. We obviously do not want to rush kids back from any sort of injury or flu. We want them to be prepared and ready to go. That is why it's vital to have the trainers there to give that final say on whether the player is able to come back or not. Guidelines for, we have the baseline tests obtained, usually during your freshman and junior year. We also have the concussion training, which is called the impact test. Those are all done with the trainer on Proctor Public Schools grounds. Below is how the impact test works. The players will be working individually with the trainer, whichever one is provided to that specific sport. If they have any questions, they can reach out to that trainer at any time. They can also reach out to me as well. Facility rental. If you're looking to rent any facility in Proctor Public School District, please go to the link below. It is through the community education website. It has all the rules and regulations you will need to know before you rent. Facility construction. This has been obviously an interesting year with COVID-19, but we have not slowed down one bit as far as making changes and just positive improvements to our community. Ogstead Field, the practice football field, we've put new sod down. We did last year with the soccer field. Clang, we painted the dugouts. We've updated where the bleachers are. We set them on some rock. Swimming pool, the record books have been updated and it looks really nice. The indoor facility was completely repainted over the summer, and also the hockey arena we also repainted as well. So everything has been updated as far as athletics, and we'll continue to keep doing that as we can.